I am Basil Lucas, and as always, I am joined by my broadcast partner, former high school coach Ryan Lance. Ryan, North Marion comes into tonight's contest with a record of 2 wins and 2 losses, and coming off a win versus Elkins last Wednesday, 13-1. North Marion appears to be a Jekyll and Hyde type of team early in this season, scoring an average of 23 runs a game and only giving up 1 run in their 2 victories. Yet in their 2 losses, they've been outscored 19-7. What do you expect to see from veteran manager Vic Securo's Huskies this evening?
Well, Coach, I think that like a lot of teams in north central West Virginia, they're just trying to get into a rhythm. This weather has thrown off a lot of teams, and so they're just trying to get out on a consistent basis on the field and try to stack some things correctly and see where that takes them.
Ryan, both teams are coming into this evening's matchup with winning their last contest. The weather's already created a sporadic start to the season with both programs. RCB has played twice since last Wednesday, and North Marion's only played once. How can these long layoffs affect the baseball team in tonight's contest?
Coach, I think early on you're going to see probably some rustiness, more maybe with the pitching and just batters trying to get their eye down. The good news is I think with baseball it doesn't take long to get back into the swing of things. And, again, with some games under their belt and some consistency with the weather, we're going to see both teams probably by the second, third, or fourth inning really revving.
On the home front, the Flying Eagles are coming off a win this past Saturday on the road versus Elkins in a 10-8 game. There was a back-and-forth game the entire day. Tanner Cook hit a big 3-run home run in the 6th inning to secure an Eagle victory. Ryan, what do you expect from our Flying Eagles team today?
Well, and I think at the plate, you know, they're going to continue working on those big innings. Tanner's had a great start to the season. They've also had some other guys who have started the season toward the bottom of the lineup, and they've, you know, earned Coach Hill's trust, and they're kind of moving up the lineup, playing some great baseball with some quality at bats. So I would expect to continue to see those improvements.
A chilly night here at Staten Field. Nathaniel Junkins is on the mound for the Flying Eagles. What do you think we'll see from Nathaniel this evening?
Hard-throwing right-hander. I think Nathaniel, again, just one of these guys, he's just got to get some innings under his belt and get comfortable and get into a rhythm, and he's capable of eating some innings for these Flying Eagles.
All right, we're going to talk about the Eagles' starting lineup this evening, and we'll be back after the break to start the game. Leading off for Robert C. Byrd tonight and playing right field, Evan Warren. The center fielders, number 1, Tanner Cook, batting second. Batting third, the third baseman, Nick George. In a cleanup spot, the first baseman, Luke Sperry. Pitching tonight, number 9, Nathaniel Junkins. Batting 6th, the second baseman, Braden Thompson. Batting 8th, the DH, Rylan Rock. And batting 9th, the shortstop, Anthony Corsini. Take a short break, and we'll get with the first pitch. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here with Flying Eagles Baseball. Leading off the game for North Marion, number 15, the second baseman, Drew Caton. Again, a chilly night here at Staten Field. Nathaniel Junkins in the windup. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Foul tip, strike 1.
You know, Coach, I think, again, with the off and on start to the season, it's just going to be important, I think, for the Flying Eagles for Big Fan to kind of get through the lineup 2 or 3 times, eat up some innings, make it easier for the RCB bullpen especially.
Junkins in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Slowing inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Caton. Caton's back in the batter's box. Nathaniel's engaged on the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul tip, straight back. Caton was on that fastball, Coach.
Yeah, he's battling. It looks like Junkins is kind of staying maybe towards the inner half of the plate. We'll see if he wants to hit that outside corner now that the count's kind of in his favor.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the count for the second baseman, Drew Caton. Junkins on the mound. In the windup. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. Hit hard to left center field. It falls in the gap. Caton rounds first into second for a leadoff double for the Huskies.
Yeah, Big Than hung that up there a little bit towards the inner half of the plate and just curved over the middle, and Caton stayed in there. Nice little double to the gap, and RCB did a good job getting the ball back in, limiting the damage.
The left fielder, Janda Clem, batting second.
Next batter is Parker Kinsel.
Check that. Parker Kinsel's the left fielder. Number 2. First pitch is in there for strike 1 for Than. Second pitch is fouled off out of play. Brings the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's ahead in the count again, and has to be careful about if he wants to waste this, because we don't want that runner to get to third. But yeah, you obviously don't want to give in to him either.
Junkins in the stretch.
Nice
Fastball
pitch.
down the middle, strike 3.
Kinsel was a little ahead of that one. Nice pitch.
Strikeout
Now batting for the Huskies,
for Nathaniel
Cruz
Junkins.
Tobin.
Batting third and playing center field, Cruz Tobin. Junkins in the stretch. Ball's low and outside for ball 1.
Good block by Dodd behind the plate. That's one position in this cold weather I wouldn't want to play as catcher.
Especially the balls in the dirt.
Yeah.
Junkins with a curveball. Pitch number 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Again, it's just getting comfortable out there in this cold weather for a pitcher, I think. And Big Than's just going to have to work through this first inning or so.
Junkins in the windup. Strike 1. Looked like an off-speed pitch there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And when you can consistently change speeds, it makes it so tough on a hitter to be able to adjust. Your eyes can only do so much.
2 balls, 1 strike. Junkins in the windup. Ball just outside.
That was a nice location there.
That was a really good, nice pitch. 3 balls, 1 strike on Tobin.
So can Junkins get a strike maybe on the edge a little bit? I wouldn't throw one down the middle, but.
Ball's fouled out of play.
He go off speed on that one too?
Looked like it.
That's some confidence in that off-speed pitch. 3-1 count.
Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wide open because they have no idea what Junkins is going to come with here. The first base open. It's a senior. He's confident. From the stretch. Pitch is low and outside for ball 4.
Not the worst outcome for that.
Base on balls, runners on first and second. For the pitcher, Cole Malnick.
Runners on first and second for North Marion. The pitcher, number 1, Cole Malnick up the bat. Malnick, excuse me.
Malnick an opportunity to help himself here at the plate. A couple runners on.
Junkins' first pitch fouled down the right field line out of play.
Yeah, Malnick was a little bit behind that one. I would imagine Coach Hill might make some defensive adjustments on that swing.
No balls, 1 strike on Mounick. Trying to help himself out here in the first inning for the Huskies. Junkins from the stretch. Curveball in the hole. It gets through. Runner rounds third, and he'll score to give North Marion the lead, 1-0.
Yeah, that was a nice hit. Just squeaked through the infield. A couple diving efforts, just couldn't get it. But, you know, RCB did a great job keeping the ball in, keeping the runner at second, and limiting the damage as best they could.
That was the definition of a seeing-eye single, Coach. George diving, Corsini in the hole, and it just gets right through both of them, but tremendous effort.
Yeah, and, you know, it's one of those things. Ball has a life of its own sometimes.
Up to bat for North Marion, runners on first and second is the catcher, Alex O'Neill. Junkins from the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Ball is lined down the left field line for a base hit. It's going to score multiple runs. As O'Neill doubles on the fastball.
Boy, he turned on it. He was on the inner half of the plate, and that was as close to to being foul as it could possibly be and remaining fair.
Yeah, there was some chalk that flew up off that hit down the left field line.
Courtesy runner for the Huskies.
The shortstop's up to bat, Willa Masters. We have a courtesy runner for O'Neill at second base.
Now batting, Will LeMasters.
I would think that Junkins might want to move a little bit more towards the outside portion of the plate, especially with the meat of the lineup up.
First pitch is low and inside on LeMasters. 1 ball, no strikes.
Hit it right to the gap.
LeMasters for a base hit in the right center field.
That's a single to right center for Will LeMasters.
Advances the runner from second to third.
Now batting is the first baseman, Landon.
Batters first and third and 1 out for North Marion.
See if Coach Hill puts in a play here for the defense. You know, again, with the stopping and the starting of the season, the end of the season doesn't change in terms of a date. So the amount of days that you have to complete the season shortens. So you're going to have to play more games in fewer days, and with the way the pitchers are limited and the number of pitches they can throw, the teams that have more pitching are going to benefit greatly. And this being the first game of the week, again, it's important to try to get as many innings that you can out of your starters for both teams, because not knowing what the week's going to hold in terms of weather. Coach Hill's out there. He's just calming the troops down a little bit. Probably, I think, the first time this season they've experienced this as a top of the inning. So he's just letting them know it's a long game. They haven't even been up to the plate yet.
Well, Coach Hill comes out and has a brief conversation with the RCB team and Nathaniel Junkins.
I would also guess that he has a defensive strategy for first and third right here with less than 2 outs. Big lead at first.
All right, up to bat. And the runner goes. And the ball goes to second base, but it's hit by the runner and goes into.
Yeah, they were fortunate that nothing became of that one.
Runners at second and third, 1 out.
So we have Landon Adams, the first baseman, number 19 at bat. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners on second and third for the Huskies. Here comes the pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1.
Yeah, it's just a matter of trying to limit the damage now for Junkins.
Shot to center field. Cut off by Cook. Throw to second base is dropped. And North Marion gets a sacrifice fly to score their 4th run of the inning.
Sacrifice fly.
Yeah, that's exactly what Adams wanted to do, and he did it. And they also got the runner from second to third, so very productive at bat for Adams.
Cullen Hess.
The third baseman, Colin Hess, up. Takes strike number 1. North Marion's came out in the top half of this first inning with their bats on fire. They've had 4 hits and 4 runs.
Yeah, and I think 2 extra base hits, so.
Second pitch is fouled out of play.
They're hitting the gaps.
Makes the count. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. And swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Junkins.
And that's the final out of the inning.
North Marion scores 4 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1 man left on base. And after under the first half inning, North Marion 4, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles coming to bat. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the first inning. Flying Eagles coming to bat down 4-0. We talked in the pregame, North Marion came in with a 2-2 record. Coach, we talked about how, they've obviously got a couple really good pitching performances in their 2 wins and really didn't have too much of production offensively in their 2 losses.
Yeah, it's been feast or famine a little bit for them. They're a quality Big Ten opponent, and, the Flying Eagles have their hands full today with these Huskies. I would imagine by season's end they'll be near the top half of the conference. Mounick he's a hard thrower. Usually beginning of the week, most times you're going to see the other team's number 1, and we'll see how the Flying Eagle bats work this bottom half.
Well, leading off at the bottom of the first for the Flying Eagles is the right fielder, Evan Moore. Evans had a heck of a start to the season. It's the first pitch. Ball's inside for ball one.
Yeah, Evans hitting over 500, and he's just exactly what you want in a leadoff hitter. On-base percentage is great.
Mounix in the windup. Fastball on the inside part of the plate for strike one.
I'll tell you, and Mounix's release, he kind of hides that ball a little bit, makes it tough for the hitters to pick up on it until it's just out of his hand.
Cole's in the full windup. Curveball in there for strike two.
Snapped it.
Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes on Evan Warren.
Good location, too. He has a pitch to play with here with Warren. I wouldn't give in to him.
Mountic in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Curveball. Inside for ball 2. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He looks pretty comfortable throwing that curveball,
He
Coach.
does. Yeah, I think the RCB could expect to see that curveball in most situations. He's not afraid to throw it.
Mountic in the windup, 2-2. The count. Swing and a miss by Warren for strike 3.
Great pitch. You know, with the control that he has on his curveball, he has enough pop in his fastball to get it by you if you're on your heels a little bit, and that may have what happened with Evan there.
It looked like a late swing on strike 3 there. Batting second, the center fielder, Tanner Cook, hit a tremendous, game-winning 3-run home run the other night to help allow the Eagles to secure the victory against Elkins on Saturday. First pitch is in there for strike number 1. Curveball on the outside corner.
That's what, against really good hitters, you want to get ahead of them early in the count. And he, I would imagine, probably isn't going to give in to Cook too much here in this at-bat.
Mountic with a curveball again in there for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Puts Cook in a defensive position. He chokes up on the bat, Coach.
Choke up on the bat, see if you can slap it somewhere. Stay alive.
Mountic ahead in the count with the pitch. Ball's low and outside for ball 1.
He's set up in a nice spot and just missed his spot, but it's not a bad pitch if you're North Marion.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Cook in the batter's box. Mountic in the windup. Curveball. Cook hits it to left center field, or left right field, excuse me. Caught by the center fielder, Cruz Tobin, for out number 2.
Yeah, just hit a little under it. He was at he wasn't thrown off by the off speed, so I think hopefully second time through, Tanner will have a better beat on that.
The third baseman, batting third, number 23, Nick George. Nick George is having a nice start to the season as well.
Yeah, Nick is another player that I'm sure North Marion is going to work carefully around. He's not the kind of guy you want to make a mistake with. And for first 2 batters, he started them off with a off-speed curveball. He went at Nick a little bit, so trying to change it up, I think.
First pitch was low for ball 1. Mountic in the windup. Curveball's fouled off for strike 1.
Nick's a little out ahead of that. That's probably what Coach Hill is telling him right now. Against you're right-handed, against a right-handed curveball pitcher, sometimes you just have to hang in there and slap it in between first and second.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Low and away for ball 2.
And what you'll see is right-handed hitters, they'll get on top of it, and you'll end up grounding out or popping up. So hopefully Nick can stay back and drive the ball somewhere.
Nick in the batter's box. Here comes a 2-1 pitch. Curveball. Hit to the shortstop. On to first. And LeMasters gets George at first for the final out of the inning.
Third out of the inning, and after one full inning.
Yeah, it was one more bounce, and I think you would have had it. But again, that's one of the situations with a curveball. If you roll over too early, you don't really get that power behind it. So hopefully, again, Nick will adjust. And second time through, he'll be able to do something with that pitch.
It was a really nice play by the shortstop there. You know, it's little squib grounders. It's cold out, and just makes really a tremendous play and gets him by just maybe a half a step.
Absolutely.
So, Flying Eagles, no runs on no hits. They had nobody left on base. And at the end of one inning, the North Marion Huskies 4, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Starting off the top of the second
All right,
inning,
we're
the
back.
Huskies,
State Field
right
top the
fielder,
second
Brock
inning.
Martin.
The right fielder, number 18, Brock Martin, leading off for the Huskies. Junkins in the windup. Martin was jammed.
Yeah, good pitch by Junkins, Coach. And, again, you love those one pitch, one out starts to the inning. Need to make up a little bit. Junkins threw a good number of pitches that first inning, so that'll really help him get some, hopefully some innings under his belt here.
We're back to the top of the lineup for the Huskies. The second baseman, Dylan Runner. He doubled the first time at bat, Coach.
Yeah, took it right down left field gap.
Junkins in the windup. Fastball. Hit straight away to Evan Warren for out number 2.
Well, Coach, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to jinx him, but this is exactly the kind of second inning that Junkins needed.
That'll bring up the left fielder, Parker Kensel. Two outs, bottom of the second inning. Dodge sit up on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. Just outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
North Marion's feeling it. They're up there, they're swinging the bat, and it's a different approach as opposed to trying to eat pitches in each at bat. They're up there taking their cuts.
Junkins with a curveball on the outside part of the plate. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Parker Kensel. Ball's inside for ball 3.
Just missing.
3 balls, no strikes after 2 quick outs for the Flying Eagles. Junkins falls behind 3-0. Pitch is high for ball 4. Kensel goes to first base. Brings up the center fielder, Cruz Tobin.
The center fielder, Cruz Tobin.
Tobin had a quality at bat last inning. He ended up walking, but he took Junkins to a full count.
Junkins in the stretch. Kensel with a short lead at first base. Ball one on the first pitch.
Kensel getting a nice secondary jump after that pitch.
Kensel a little bit bigger lead at first base. Junkins in the stretch. Here comes the pitch. Ball's low and outside. That's 2 balls, no strikes. Tobin in the hitter's count. Junkins checks first base. Comes set. Pitch play to first base.
It's a nice little pickoff move by Junkins.
Kensel slides in head first, safe. Nice quick move, accurate throw.
Absolutely.
We'll see what Kensel does this time. Ball's up high for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Junkins.
That was a 3-0 curveball, Coach. He is comfortable with that pitch.
3 balls, 1 strike. See, that curveball made Tobin flinch a little bit. Didn't expect it.
Made me flinch.
Ball's fouled out of play for strike 2. Count's now full. Expect a runner on first base to take off here, Coach.
Yeah, I think he will. It's been a good battle back by Junkins in this at bat.
Junkins from the stretch. Here's the pitch, runner.
Curveball again.
Off strike 3 is
Strikeout.
Nathaniel Junkins is able to throw a 3-2 curveball there for strike 3. Swing and a miss.
No runs.
Gets the Flying Eagles out of a jam right there.
He does. And, you know, going through the meat of the order again, you want to – the fact that he could get through that with limited amount of pitches as opposed to the first inning is a big get for him, and hopefully something they can build on moving on through the game.
Yep. Well, end of 1.5. No runs on no hits. Nobody left on base for North Marion. North Marion's up 4-0. RCBNS baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the second inning, Flying Eagles down 4-0. Cole Mounick with a nice inning, the first inning. He's here at the meat of the lineup for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, he impressed me the first inning watching him throw. He has good command of a couple pitches, so RCB has their hands full today.
Luke Sperry up to bat for the Flying Eagles, the first baseman. First pitch is inside, fouled off for strike one.
You know, and I'm not sure against a quality pitcher like this that the Flying Eagles will be able to just bang extra base hits. So they're going to have to manufacture some runs, get some base runners, and try to keep some guys moving on the base paths.
No balls, one strike. Mounick with the pitch. Curveball is up high for ball one. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
He missed, Coach, but, man, that curve snaps tight.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mounick with the pitch. Curveball inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sperry's in a hitter's count now. He's came with 2 off-speed pitches right there in a row, Coach. Both missed very close. Sperry sitting on a fastball right now?
Probably, but if I'm Mounick, I don't want to give in to him. And he did.
Fastball on the outer half of the plate's fouled off for strike 2.
Yeah, that's where Sperry was looking for it. And, it wasn't bad location by Mounick, so he lived to tell about that pitch.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Sperry. Mounick in the windup. Ball's hit to center field. Straight away. Nice play by the center fielder, Cruz Tobin, for out number 1.
Hit right to him. Fastball. Sperry was ready for it. But, fickle game sometimes, Coach. You can have a great contact on the baseball, but when you hit it right to someone, makes it tough.
Up to bat, the pitcher, Daniel Junkins. Pitches up high for ball 1.
Today we're seeing 2 pitchers that are very comfortable throwing their off-speed pitch. Might even probably be their best, most consistent pitch.
Junkins just missed a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Like Mounick shook him off right there, so I don't know if he had something else in mind right there, but he kind of challenged Junkins a little bit.
Junkins had a nice rip at that ball right there. You may stay away from that fastball here, Coach.
I would imagine a curveball on the outer half.
Here comes the pitch. Curveball's up high for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Junkins trying to help himself here.
You get him on, get a courtesy runner on, guy that can handle himself on the base paths, and get a little lightning going.
2 balls, 1 strike. Tobin with a fastball up high. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he reached back right there, and he threw it in a spot. If you're a right-handed power hitter, it's kind of tough to lay off sometimes.
Even count on Junkins. Same pitch again, Coach.
Same pitch again. Brought it, and he's in a groove right now. He's in a rhythm, and again, RCB is going to have to figure out a way to get some guys on the base paths one way or another and get him into a stretch and get some movement in that way.
Mounick strikes out Junkins for out number 2. Up to bat, the second baseman, number 7, Braden Thompson.
And Braden's had a nice start to the season. He's hitting .500, and he's been getting on base. Almost gives you another leadoff hitter type in the lineup, and the success he's had early in this season, it's moved him up. Coach Hill's moved him up in the lineup to give him opportunity to have more bats. So we'll see if Braden can take advantage of that.
Two outs and nobody on base for the Flying Eagles. Thomason in his open stance. First pitch is high for ball one.
I was going to say, as you know, Coach, he's a pretty good basketball player too.
Absolutely. Hard-nosed kid. A hard-nosed kid on the court, a hard-nosed kid on the baseball field. Second pitch is fouled. Out of play to even the count 1-1.
I would imagine Braden's going to try to take this to right field some way.
1 ball, 1 strike. Malnick, the curveball on the outside corner for strike 2.
And, you know, if you're a right-handed hitter in an open stance, that's a tough pitch to hit.
Malnick ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Thomason hits it right back to Malnick, and Malnick on to first base for out number 3. No runs on no hits. Nobody left on base for the Flying Eagles. At the end of 2 full innings. North Marion Huskies 4, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 0. RCBSN Baseball.
The Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, top of the 3rd inning. Flying Eagles trailing the Huskies 4-0. Cole Malnick up to bat, trying to help himself at the top of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, he's been in control on the mound. Let's see if how he'll battle Junkins here.
Junkins in the windup. Curveball's in for strike 1. Nice pitch by Junkins.
You know, Coach, and again, another example. These 2 pitchers are very comfortable with their curveballs. Just a matter of location for them.
No balls, 1 strike on Malnick. Junkins in the windup. Fastball on the appeal is called strike 2.
That's a nice pitch. No runners on. You can afford to get a little creative with your pitch location. Definitely don't want to give him a pitch to hit here.
Malnick's a cleanup hitter for the Huskies. He's in the hole. No balls. 2 strikes. Curveball. Hit over the shortstop's head for a base hit. Just over Corsini's head in the short outfield. Cook picks it up. The leadoff runner's on for the Huskies.
Yeah, I think Fan probably like to have that one back. He let Malnick get his arms extended, and he was able to shoot that right over the Corsini's head at shortstop.
Malnick's got a pretty aggressive lead already at first base. Junkins in the stretch. Throw to Sperry. Malnick slides in head first, safe. And it's a really aggressive lead Mountick's got at first base.
Got him.
Oof. Oh. Just missed him. Wow.
That was a nice move. And I don't know if he was leaning, but he was flat-footed. Close call at first.
The catcher, Alex O'Neill, up the bat.
Again.
Play back.
Yeah, he wasn't going
at
to get
first
second.
base.
Pickoff, 1-3.
And Nathaniel Junkins picks off Mountick. Mountick had a Ricky Henderson-style lead.
He did. He did. And sometimes it's a legit. He is a threat to steal. Other times, trying to get into the pitcher's head. But Big Than's pickoff move has been accurate today.
Absolutely. There's a great pickoff move for out number one for the Flying Eagles. Alex O'Neill pitches outside for ball one.
And just like that, the outlook for the inning changes. Instead of runner on with the meat of the order up, no outs, got a little something to work off of.
Junkins' pitch is high and inside for ball two.
Nathaniel reached back a little bit there, trying to top off that radar gun.
Got a little adrenaline going with the pickoff move there, Coach, and
Must have been it.
a little amped up a little bit.
Batter, after that ball whizzed by him, kind of breathed a sigh. Thankful that Nathaniel's accurate at least.
O'Neill ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Junkins with the pitch. Curveball's in there for strike one.
And, you know, when you can reach back and throw one, a fastball, and then come back with a curveball on the outside portion of the plate as a hitter, really puts you on your heels.
Two balls, one strike. Junkins with a fastball on the inside part of the plate. That's a great pitch there, Coach.
It was. He's working both halves of the plate. He's changing the eye level for O'Neill, and he's still in a good count for him. He can waste a pitch if he needs it.
Great sequence of pitches. Ball high and inside. Curveball for a strike. Fastball for a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2-2. Here comes the pitch from Junkins. Curveball in for strike three.
That was a swooping curveball, Coach. That was one of, I would imagine, one of the wiffle ball curveballs you threw back in the day right there.
No, he snapped it off. There's no question about it. And he froze O'Neill in the batter's box there for strike three.
Great pitch. You know, again, we both know how tough Nathaniel is mentally, and he's shown it again this inning.
The shortstop, Will LeMasters, is at bat. First pitch on the inside part of the plate for strike one, fastball.
Nathaniel's he's reaching back now. You could tell he's warming up, and he feels comfortable kind of letting loose here with his fastball.
Junkins shakes off Dodd, finds the pitch he wants to throw. Ball's fouled away for strike two.
And when he reaches back with his fastball like that, Coach, it's the same slot that he has when he throws his curveball. It is tough to pick up as a hitter when he's grooving like this.
No balls, 2 strikes on LeMasters. Junkins wastes the pitch high and inside. Again, changing eye level, Coach.
He did. I would imagine maybe he learned his lesson the first time on the first batter, and 0-2, he wasn't going to give him anything to hit.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Junkins in the windup. Curveball.
Nice pitch.
LeMasters holds off on a 1-2 curveball. It's a really nice pitch there, 1-2. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Had him rocking back a little bit in his batting stance.
Junkins' fastball inside's fouled off. LeMasters stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I wouldn't want sawed off on the handles like that on this cold day.
Yeah, this is definitely a two-glove batting day. Junkins in the windup. Curveball. Fouled back. LeMasters is battling here.
Nice at bat for LeMasters. Twos across the board, and he's keeping his nose in there. Good news for Junkins is at 2-2 count, he has both pitches he can go to. It's probably more a matter of location that'll determine his success on this one.
Junkins in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Just outside for ball 3.
Yeah, it went fastball outside, just missed. It's a good idea. Again, last inning, 3-2, he came with a curveball. We'll see if he goes back to the well here.
3 balls, 2 strikes on LeMasters. Junkins in the full windup. Curveball. Hit the shallow center field, falls in for a base hit. Picked up by Cook in center field. Thrown into Thomason.
Base hit for Will LeMasters.
It's a base hit for Will LeMasters. Brings up the first baseman, Landon Adams.
The first baseman.
And again, just a great at bat by LeMasters. Stayed in there with it, got the count to a full count, and hit that ball right where he needed to.
And again, LeMasters with a huge lead at first base. Adams hits a hard grounder to second base. Picked up by Thomason on to Sperry for the final out.
And that's an example of how Bird's defense, where they don't like to show their middle infielders towards second, and Thomason held his spot right in the hole. Ball hit right to him for the third out.
So North Marion had no runs on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base at the end of 2.5. North Marion 4, Robert C. Byrd nothing. RCB SN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at the top of the third inning, the bottom of the third inning, at Staten Field, Flying Eagles are down 4-0. Up to bat.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning for the Flying Eagles, Rylan Rock, the designated hitter.
For RCB, the designated hitter, Rylan Rock. Coach Cole Malick's got a perfect game going right now. First pitch is high and inside.
He does. He's really grooving. He seems to be in a rhythm, and we'll see how long he can keep this perfect game going.
Malick with the pitch fouled back by Rock. Evens count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Again, it's just a matter for RCB getting on base. Whatever that means, however that is possible, and trying to get, again, Malick in a stretch, get him used to doing something he's uncomfortable maybe doing.
Curveballs high and inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Really, it's one of the first batters that I can remember early in this game where he's fell behind early on the count.
He's been in control early on in the at-bats.
2 balls, 1 strike on Rock. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away for strike 2.
Now if you're Rock, you're battling, trying to get this to a full count and just see what happens.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Ryland. Mountick shakes off the catcher like another pitch. Gets what he wants. Curveball high and inside for ball 3. We're at a full count. I think this is his first full count of the game, Coach.
I think it is. And that was a good call on the shake-off. He's comfortable with this off-speed pitch, and I would imagine you might see it here again as a full count.
Mountick with the pitch. Strike 3 on the inside corner for out number 1.
Yeah, he opted for the fastball there. Nice location. Made it tough on Rock.
The number 8 hitter's the shortstop, number 14, Anthony Corsini.
With 1 out.
Anthony, sophomore, that's getting an opportunity to get some good reps tonight with Junkins on the mound.
Corsini squares around, and first pitch is foul tip for strike 1. That's going to pull the infield up, Coach.
You're trying to get them moving. You're trying to get them hopefully in an uncomfortable position.
No balls, 1 strike. Pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Mountick with the pitch. Ball 2, low and outside.
You know, if you're Coach Hill, you're especially with the 8, 9 hitters, you're trying to figure out a way to get them on base so that you can roll the lineup over, and that could lead to some good at bats, hopefully some runs.
Mountick with a fastball right down the middle for strike 2.
Anthony took a cut at it.
Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 3rd inning here at Staten Field. Mountick in the windup. Fastball for strike 3.
Swinging strike 3.
It's 2 outs.
With 2 outs, Bryce Bird at the plate.
The left fielder, Bryce Bird, coming to bat.
Bryce had a nice couple games that we've done. He's had some nice at-bats. He's athletic. If they can get him on base, might be able to get him around.
Mountick. There's a bunt.
That's a good bunt. That's a good bunt.
And Bryce Bird with a base hit. Breaks up the perfect game and no hitter.
Great bunt by Bryce. I thought if it got past the pitcher, which it did, he was going to have a chance to leg it. He's again, a good athlete, and he got down the line in a hurry.
It's a perfect bunt in a perfect spot. It's going to be a tough play if either one of those positions field the play, pitcher or third baseman. Bryce Bird with the lead at first. Back to the top of the lineup, Evan Warren. First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. It's the first time that Mountick's faced RCB with a runner on base.
Yeah, he's in a stretch now. It's different. It's something he's not comfortable doing. He's got a good hitter up. He has to focus on Evan because otherwise Evan will make him pay.
Mountick with the pitch.
A little under it.
Pop fly. Handled by the shortstop, Will Masters.
That's the final.
And that'll be the final out of the 3rd inning. Robert C. Byrd had no runs on 1 hit. 1 man left on base at the end of 3 North Marion Huskies 4. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles, nothing. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, the top of the fourth inning, we were joined during the break by Robert C. Byrd legend Dougie Layfield and got an update on the Flying Eagles softball team. They took care of North Marion this afternoon, 15-0.
Dougie is all about the RCB campus tonight and keeping everyone up to date and in a good spirit.
The third baseman, Colin Hess, at bat. Hard hit ball to the third baseman. Nick George, base hit
Cullen
for Hess.
leads off the inning with a single for the Huskies.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball, and
Rock Martin, the right fielder.
Nick tried to backhand that and just couldn't come up with it.
Hess leads off. It's on first base. The right fielder, Brooke Martin, to bat. Squares around. There's still throw to second base by Dodd.
Just under it.
And Hess slides in safe.
Stolen base.
Bang, bang play there at second base, Coach.
It almost looked like it took the Flying Eagles a little bit by surprise that he went. I don't know if it was a delayed steal, but just slid in right under the tag.
Have a timeout on the field, Coach.
North Marion plotting some strategy.
Man on second. Nobody out. Martin squared around on the first pitch, Coach, because they may look to move him to third base here.
Yeah, no outs. Top of the lineup coming up. I would imagine that definitely is in play, so Big Nick's going to have to be aware of that one.
Corsini holding the on. Martin squares around. Foul back for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, and it also goes, it can go the other way. You can miss bunt a ball and really take yourself out of a big inning if you make that mistake. Let it go.
Ball's fouled down the left field third baseline.
Heads up play by Nick, letting that ball roll, not picking it up early.
Junkins ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I would imagine he's going to challenge him here and just try to get through this at bat.
This will probably take off the bunt. 2 strikes. Flying Eagle. Ooh, ball. Curveball hangs inside. And Martin is hit by a pitch.
Martin hit by the pitch. He'll go to first base.
But runners on first and second.
And we'll go to the top of the order again. The second baseman, Dylan Runner.
First and second here, Coach. Top of the fourth. Nobody out.
Runners,
Top of the lineup up.
Yeah, runners hit it to the outfield a couple times this evening, so he's gotten under the ball a little bit.
Junkins with a pitch. Ball's bunted. Dodd throws it over the third baseman's head into left field. That'll score 2 runs and extend the Huskies' lead to 6-0. Dylan Runner with a great bunt there, Coach.
Yeah, it was a really good bunt. Would have been a tough play. Dodd tries to get the out at third, get the force out at third. Just didn't work out.
Maybe the easier part of the play, and that's why he did it. The momentum was taking him that direction.
Yeah, it would have been really tough for him to go to first with that. So
Dylan Runner's at second base. Parker Kinsel, the left fielder, at bat.
North Marion, they've been pretty aggressive on the base paths this evening, both in their leads and trying to get some extra bases.
Fastball inside to even the count on Kinsel. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner, pretty conservative lead at second base with nobody out. Kinsel bunts the.
Fouled that straight up in the air. Again, those are the type. I mean, you try to bunt, you try to advance the runners, but if you miss hit it, it can be a you can fly out and get the runner thrown out.
Yeah, that definitely can turn into a double play. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Kinsel. Runner on second base for North Marion, no outs. Top of the 4th inning. Junkins with a fastball down the middle for strike 3.
Needed that one.
That's the first out of the inning. Up next, the center fielder, Cruz Tobin.
The center fielder, Cruz Tobin, up to bat. Junkins in the stretch. First pitch is low and inside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes on Tobin. Junkins in the stretch. Here comes the pitch, low and inside, gets away from Dodd. And Runner will jog into third base on the wild pitch.
Yeah, tough pitch for Dodd to handle there.
Two balls, no strikes on Tobin, the center fielder.
Coach Hill wanting to keep this runner at bay. Brings the infield in.
Junkins with a nice pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Two balls and 1 strike. Tobin holds off on that inside pitch to count 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's gotten the Huskies to swing at that pitch a couple times.
The Flying Eagles elect to go ahead and intentionally walk Tobin in that situation. 3 balls, 1 strike, runner on third with 1 out.
Pitcher, Cole Malnick.
Well, you're hoping for the force out and or the double, best case scenario, you get the double play.
Cole Mountain, the pitcher, up to bat. Junkins with the throw to first. Tobin slides in. Head first, safe.
Dodd giving the signals to the infield. What the plan is.
Junkins in the stretch. Ball's fouled out of play for strike one.
Cole singled to left center, first inning.
Junkins with a nice move again to first base. Trying to keep Tobin close to the bag. Junkins in the stretch. No balls, one strike on Mounick.
You know, like we were talking about earlier, Coach, North Marion is aggressive with their leads. They're aggressive on the base pass.
Junkins with the 0-1 pitch outside for ball one. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mounick trying to help himself extend this lead. North Marion up 6-0 here, top of the 4th inning. Pitch is high and inside. For ball 2. Getting some action in the Flying Eagles bullpen. Junkins with a nice curveball on the outside corner, Coach, to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Nathaniel's put had some pitches, thrown some pitches this inning. So, I don't know how much longer Coach Hill will leave him out there if he can get through this inning.
Here comes the pitch. Ball's called inside for ball 3. Flying Eagles try to appeal right there. It's difficult to make that appeal with the umpire in the middle of the diamond. It's really got to be a blatant swing.
He's in a
for him
bad
to make that call.
The official's in the bad spot to make that, but Dodd tried.
3 balls, 2 strikes on the pitcher, Cole Mounick. Junkins in the stretch. Curveball. George to Thomason.
Wow.
To Sperry.
Nice play.
5-4-3. Double play to end the inning for the Flying Eagles.
4-3, that ends the inning.
North Marion scores 2
On
runs
2 more runs.
on 2 hits. 1 man left on base. At the end of 3.5 innings, North Marion 6. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles, nothing. RCB SN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
back here at Staten Field, bottom of the fourth inning. Huskies up 6-0 on the Flying Eagles. Doug Layfield was able to come over and give us one more update about the softball game. And Fran Alvaro throwing no-hitter for the Flying Eagles. Her first career no-hitter. She's having a heck of a senior season, Coach.
Big game. Something to remember for a long time.
Leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Flying Eagles, the center fielder, Tanner Cook.
Mountain starts him off with a curveball in the outer half to the meat of RCB lineup. I think Mountain's going to be careful how he pitches these guys.
Mountain in the windup. Ball's high for ball number 2. That's the first batter I remember, Coach. He started out 2 balls and no strikes.
First one on the evening. Shows you the kind of night he's having.
Very talented Eagles hitting lineup, and Mountain kept them off speed all game long. Pitch is outside for ball 3.
If they can get Cook on, might loosen up the base paths a little bit.
3 balls, no strikes on Cook. And here's the pitch. For strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Cook squared around just to give a little distraction there, Coach.
He did. We've done that since probably Little League, haven't we, Coach?
Absolutely. 3 balls, 1 strike. Fastball down the middle.
He took his cut at that one.
The count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And as Malnick has shown, I would have expected him to battle back. So we'll see the result here on this pitch.
Cole Malnick in the windup. Here comes the pitch. Curveball for strike 3. Caught Tanner looking there.
Very comfortable with that pitch, and he has been very precise on its location this game.
Heck of a pitch there, 3-2. After battling back, he was down 3-0 in the count and then came back fastball, and 3-2 snaps off a curveball for strike 3.
Yeah, and, you know, again, he's going to be careful with this part of the Flying Eagle lineup, so he didn't give in.
A third baseman, number 23, Nick George at bat. First pitch is outside for ball 1.
And I hate to say this, but it just really seems like Malnick's kind of getting loose right now. I mean, he's at fastball, he is having some pop in the glove.
Malnick in the windup. In there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Nick George.
It's a tough spot for Nick as a right-handed hitter. It was a good spot for Malnick.
Malnick.
Hung that one. I think it's going foul.
Foul balls. Hit foul. Way out of the park down the left field line, but foul for strike 2.
I think that thing hit McDonald's, but a little too far left.
Nice swing by George there. Caught that curveball hanging and great rip at it.
You know, 1 and 2, it's favors Malnick in this situation. Let's see if Nick can keep battling.
Malnick in the windup. Here's the pitch. Ball 2 low and outside. Evens the count on George. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
The one Nick pulled foul was a curveball, so we'll see if he comes back with a fastball here.
That'll run the count full to 3-2.
And he's staying to the outer half of the plate. kind of forcing Nick to hit it to right field.
The last batter on Cook when he went 3-2 through the curveball, but George, he stayed away from the curveball the last 2 pitches. What do you expect, Coach?
I think he's going fastball outside.
Mountick with a pitch low and outside for ball 4. Flying Eagles get their second runner of the night.
Base on ball.
Brings up the first baseman, Luke Sperry.
First baseman.
You get a runner on, but again, you get Mountick in the stretch. Hopefully takes a little velocity off his fastball. You got Sperry at the plate, who's having a heck of a start to the season.
Mountick from the stretch, first pitch, low and outside, gets away from the catcher, and George scampers to second base.
You know, that's the kind of thing we're talking about. From a stretch, he hadn't been there all night, and sometimes you overstep or you hold on to the ball too long, and it just doesn't hit your spot and allows the runner to advance 1 or 2 bases.
That is Mountick's 4th consecutive fastball. Pitch is inside for ball 2, 1 Sperry.
And I think important for the if RCB is going to battle back in this is can they get to the bullpen? Can they get to North Marion's bullpen and kind of get Mountick off his rhythm here?
2 balls, no strikes. Pitch is fouled away by Sperry. It's the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. Nick George on second base for the Flying Eagles with 1 out in the 4th inning. Mountick with a curveball in there for strike 2. It's first curveball he's thrown for a while, Coach.
It is, and he I had it a little bit inside. I thought he was going to maybe miss on it a little bit, let him extend his arms a little bit, but it didn't happen.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Sperry. Mountick with a pitch is high for ball 3. Another full count. That's the 3rd full count this inning.
And those are the kind of at-bats that can shorten a pitcher's inning or shorten a pitcher's day on the rubber.
Sperry in the box. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, check swing. Check swing is ball 4. Sperry on to first base.
They appealed it. Again, the official was in the same spot he was when Dodd appealed earlier. It's a tough spot to see, and you said it earlier, unless it's a blatant swing, it's tough to overrule anything on the appeal.
Yeah, that in high school baseball, that has to be, in a 2-man crew, has to be called by the home plate umpire most of the time. I mean, it's got to be blatant.
Yeah.
Junkins with runners on first and second, giving himself an opportunity to help himself.
Last at bat, Junkins, Mountick gave him a steady dose of off-speed pitches.
Started him off with a curveball for strike 1. Here comes the second pitch. Fastball inside's fouled away for strike 2. Mountick ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes on Junkins.
Big Dan has to just be defensive here. Big gap on the right side of the infield with a runner at second.
Big hole. It's second base for North Marion. Junkins in the box, no balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Fastball's up high for ball 1. Than was sitting on the curveball right there. He tried to sneak a fastball by him, change his eyesight.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me to see him come inside on Than here to try to pitch him away from that hole.
Curveball in the hole.
That's a tough play. That's a tough play.
Misfielded.
Good call by Coach Hill holding him up.
Shortstop Willem Masters gets an in-between hop. The ball skips away. That'll load the bases for the Flying Eagles. with one out. Thomason with a key at bat right now for the Flying Eagles. We've got ducks on the pond.
Big opportunity here for the Flying Eagles. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be nice to see Braden in this spot because he has shown early in this season that he's capable of doing some nice things at the plate. But, you know, there's options here. There's options here for Coach Hill, and you got a guy at the plate that's hit the ball, but he's athletic. He can run. It opens up a lot of different options for him.
When play resumes, the bases are loaded, full of Flying Eagles. Thomason steps in the box. Robert C. Byrd down 6-0, trying to get a rally started here at the bottom of the fourth. Mountick back in the full windup. Here comes the pitch. Ball's fouled away for strike one.
Braden took his cut there.
First pitch fastball.
Third base was playing in a little bit. He must be suspecting the possibility of a bunt. I don't think it's going to happen.
Mounting's pitch is in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. Alex O'Neill, save a run right there, Coach.
He did. It was a nice stop.
Kept the ball in front of him. 1 ball, 1 strike on Thomason. Bases are juiced for the Flying Eagles. 1 out. Curveball.
It's a swinging bunt.
And Mounting slides on the turf and is unable to make the play. And George crosses the plate for the Flying Eagles' first run of the game.
Heads up play by Nick, moving on contact. Braden scooting up the line. It's going to be a tough play for Mounting, but he wasn't able, wet, probably damp field, maybe a little dewy out there. It's tough for him to keep his footing.
The base is still loaded for the Flying Eagles. 1 out. Rocket bat. Ball's fouled down the first base line. Rylan Rock, the DH. Flying Eagles got their rally caps on, and a little rally started here in the 4th inning. Pitch to Rock.
Wow.
And another swinging bunt. Mounting picked that ball up. Looked like it was going to go foul, Coach.
I think I probably would have let's see what would have happened. Where would that ball have ended up? But again, at the same time, things are happening in real time down there on the field, and Mounting made the best play that he thought he could make and just wasn't able to get a throw off.
Sperry crosses home plate for the second run for the Flying Eagles. And again, bases loaded. 1 out for Robert C. Byrd. We got a rally going.
And you keep the lineup moving.
The shortstop, Corsini, to bat.
Oh.
There's a bunt.
Oh, my.
Nobody covering first base. Corsini beats him. And Nathaniel Junkins crosses home plate to cut the lead in half, 6-3.
What a bunt by Corsini. High and outside. He bunts the ball where the ball's pitched. First baseman's charging. Second baseman can't get over there.
Time out for North Marion there, Coach. Vic Secor is going to come out and try to settle down the troops.
And we were talking about this earlier, getting base runners. And it's not doubles in the gaps, but it's getting guys on the bases, getting the pitcher in a stretch, and forcing them to have to make some decisions on the field, be it fielding or whatnot. And it's tough.
Bases loaded, puts pressure on the entire infield. The Flying Eagles get 2 swinging butts, 1 up the first baseline. The pitcher slides and slips, trying to field the ball. Robert C. Byrd gets the first run. The second one is down the third baseline. Possibly, it looks like it's going to go foul. The pitcher picks it up because, again, tension's high when the bases are loaded. You got to make a quick decision. That scores run number 2. Then Corsini bunts a perfect ball.
Perfect bunt by Anthony.
And that scores the 3rd Flying Eagle run here at the bottom of the 4th inning.
And like you said, it puts pressure on the infield when its bases loaded. A lot of different moving parts out there, a lot of things happening, full speed.
Now batting the
Left field.
Bryce Bird.
Bryce Bird at bat. First pitch is high for ball one. Base is still juiced for the Flying Eagles. And, you know, you have the top of the lineup if Bird can get on or.
Well, you know, we're getting through the lineup. That's the key right here. Turning it over.
One ball, no strikes. Bird bunts it down the first base line, and the ball goes foul, just foul.
Heads up play by the first baseman.
Foul ball.
Heads up play. However, if it goes the other way, probably 2 runs are coming in.
Absolutely.
And that was a dilemma that Malnick was faced with on the third base line a couple batters ago. So it worked out for the Huskies here.
Absolutely. Good play by the first baseman. Evens the count on Bryce Bird. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's always a good play when you're right, Coach.
Malnick in the windup. Ball's high for ball 2. A little late square there possibly by Bird.
Malnick's bringing it. He's, again, tough situation. Adrenaline's going. He's reaching back.
2 balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded for the Flying Eagles. And Bird bunts the ball foul to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I like the strategy Coach Hill is doing right here. You know, he's forcing the infield to make decisions. He's forcing them to move. And when that happens, sometimes things can get away from a team defensively.
2 balls, 2 strikes. I expect a curveball here from Malnick in the stretch. Curveball low and away for ball 3. Nowhere to put him, Coach.
Going to have to come with it. But, again, this doesn't eliminate the possibility that he comes back with a curve right here because he's done it several times this game with 2 strikes.
Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Bird. Bases loaded for the Flying Eagles. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 down the middle. Curveball, you called it, Coach, for strike 3.
He's comfortable. He's comfortable with that pitch. But RCB is back in business. They have an opportunity here with Evan up.
Back to the top of the lineup, the right fielder, Evan Warren.
Warren, the right fielder. Leadoff batter for the Flying Eagles takes a fastball on the outside corner, swing and a miss, strike 1. And he comes with an off-speed pitch for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes on Warren.
Hit that spot on the outer half of the plate. He's pitched Evan tough this game.
No balls, 2 strikes. Fastball down the middle for strike 3. And that'll end the rally.
And that's the final out of the inning.
The Flying Eagles score 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave the bases loaded at the end of 4 innings. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 3, North Marion Huskies 6.
Robert C. Byrd 3.
RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, top of the 5th inning. The Huskies are up 6-3. The catcher, Alex O'Neill's up to bat. Takes strike one. Junkins with a fastball.
And Junkins is this evening. He's just built everything off his curveball, and that's what been his main go-to pitch this evening.
O'Neill slightly open stance. Hits a flare to the second baseman, Braden Thompson, for the first out.
Second baseman catches the flare.
Nice pitch by Junkins on the inside part of the plate, jammed him.
Next batter.
Great play by Braden. He looked like he was playing a little deep right there and was able to get a good angle on that ball. So, like to get that first out of the inning.
A shortstop, Will LeMasters, is up to bat for the Huskies.
Will with a couple hits this evening.
Junkins in the full windup. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away for strike one.
You know, going back to last inning, Coach, it's exactly what you want if you're the Eagles. Getting 3 runs that inning was huge. It gives them a chance moving into the latter half of the game, gives them an opportunity, but more importantly, it puts some wear and tear on the opposing pitcher.
No balls, 1 strike on the shortstop. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, eye level for strike 2, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes on LeMasters. Junkins could do anything right here.
Yeah.
Way ahead in the count. LeMasters being defensive.
He wasted one right there.
Last time he came with a high and inside pitch, he came back the next time with a curveball.
Well, we'll see if that holds true here. It's not a bad strategy.
Again, changing eye level. 1 and 2. Junkins in the windup.
He likes what Dodd's called.
Pitches high and inside for ball 2. That'll even the count.
Thing's still all right here.
I think that was supposed to be a fastball on the outside part of the plate, the way that
Dodd was in his Tony Pena crouch. I'd say it's probably curveball here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the curveball for strike number 3. Caught him looking, Coach.
Nice pitch. He'd been working him inside, outside, and that one looked like it stayed a little bit towards the inner half of the plate. And, you know, again, been a tough getting LeMasters out this game. That's the first time they've been able to do that.
2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. The Flying Eagles. Landon Adams up to bat, the first baseman. Takes the first pitch high and inside for ball 1.
For both pitchers, the catcher's mitt's really popping right now. They're warm, they're loose.
One knows the count. Off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss by Adams. That'll even the count of 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he had Adams on his heels a little bit on that pitch. Nathaniel feels comfortable throwing that pitch. You can tell.
He was doing a Texas 2-step in the box there, Coach.
We've all been there.
1 ball, 1 strike. Foul ball, straight back. Came right at me.
Thought you were going to catch that.
It was an Adam ball. It was right at me. I'm glad everybody couldn't see me right there jump around.
1 and 2, 2 outs, no runners on. A lot of options here for pitcher catcher.
Junkins in the full windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Flying Eagles in the bottom of the 5th.
It's such an important half of the inning for Nathaniel. They get those 3 runs. You don't want to give up any more. You don't want to give up the momentum. And he went out and he pitched the inning he needed to pitch.
Absolutely. 3 up and 3 down. Great inning for Nathaniel. And the Flying Eagles are right back in this game. They're coming to bat at the bottom of the 5th. The Huskies, no runs on no hits. No one left on base. At the end of 4 1/2, North Marion 6, Robert C. Byrd 3. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, Huskies up 6-3.
Tanner Cook leads off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Eagles.
Bottom of the 5th half. Bottom of the 5th, Tanner Cook up to bat for the Flying Eagles. First pitch by Mount. It's a fastball. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
2-3-4 up for RCB. Opportunity to make some noise here. Kind of continue to crawl back into this.
See if they can keep the momentum from the last inning going. Cook. Line drive to the second baseman.
4-3.
Dylan Runner.
Out of the inning.
Was it me, or did that ball roll up his arm before he threw it? What a nice play by the second baseman.
Yeah, runner made a nice play. Ball was hit on a line drive, short hopped, and he stayed with it, was able to complete the play for out number 1. The third baseman, Nick George, at bat for the Flying Eagles.
I think he's going to stay away from the curveball with Nick. If we remembered last time, Nick took it for a ride down the left field line, just foul. I would imagine he'll try to hit him on the outer half of the plate.
Fastball high and inside for ball 1. Mounting comes with a fastball on the outside corner for ball 2.
And when you have a batter that's shown what he can do with a certain pitch and it kind of forces you to do something else, sometimes it makes you a little uncomfortable as a pitcher because you're not being able to do the things that you want to do or hit the spots you want to hit.
Mounting with the pitch. Fastball inside for strike 1. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Still a hitter's count for George.
I'll be surprised if he gives him a curveball on the inner half of the plate.
Mounting in the windup. Fastball.
Jammed him.
Pop to the second baseman, Dylan Runner, for out number 2.
That's the second out of the inning.
So after a rough
Flying Eagles. Luke
bottom half of the 4th inning, Mounting settled down and got 2 quick outs.
Really impressed me tonight. You know, every pitcher usually has to deal with some conflict at some point in the game, and he did that last inning, but he settled back into a nice groove going against the heart of the Flying Eagle lineup.
The first baseman, Luke Sperry, up to bat. Mounting's pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Sperry in the box. Hits a high fly ball to the second baseman. And the catch is made by Dylan Runner. He makes all 3 outs.
He does. Nice inning for Dylan.
No runs.
And a nice inning
hits
for
the Eagles after 5 full. North Marion 6.
Cole
Robertson
Mounick.
3.
3 up and 3 down.
Yeah, he battled back and after that tough last inning. But the Eagles have 6 more outs to continue battling back.
So the Huskies, no runs on, or excuse me, the Eagles, Flying Eagles, no runs on no hits. No one left on base. At the end of 5 full innings, North Marion 6, Robert C. Byrd 3, RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back at Staten Field, top of the 6th inning.
Leads it off in the top of the 6th inning. for the
Huskies up 6-3 on the Flying Eagles. Batting for North Marion, the number 8 hitter, the third baseman, Colin Hass. Junkins on the mound for the Flying Eagles. First pitch is high and inside for ball 1.
You know, we talked earlier this evening about the importance of Than getting through some innings tonight, especially with several games this week, and he's held up his end of the bargain in that regard.
Than's second pitch is in there for strike 1. Yeah, he definitely battled today. The game didn't start out how he wanted it to. It's easy for a player to get in the wrong frame of mind and not battle through it. But he showed a lot of resiliency tonight, fighting through that.
Absolutely. He's a mentally tough kid, and he really has kept his head this game. You give up 4 runs in the first inning. There's a lot of guys that would just say, it's just not my night, and he would give up on his game plan and everything. But not Junkins. He stayed with it tonight, battled.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Hess, the number 8 hitter. Junkins in the windup. Swing and a miss for strike 3. The pitch got away. Throw from Dodd to Sperry for out number 1 for the Flying Eagles.
Strikeout, and then 2-3 for the putout.
Good play by Dodd going to the inside of the base path to avoid the potential of hitting the runner in the back of the head with the baseball, which happens sometimes on drop third strike. So it's probably the product of having a senior back there behind the plate, knowing to do that.
Up to bat for the Huskies, the right fielder, Brock Martin. First pitch to Junkins is low and outside for ball 1.
It's really the first time Junkins has used his curveball to break past the plate.
Martin fouls the second pitch back. Strike 1, even the count, 1 ball, 1 strikes. Junkins in the full windup. Here comes the pitch. Curveball for strike two. Nice pitch there by Junkins.
Junkins come back to the off speed, to the curve. It's still going strong for him in the 6th inning.
1 ball, 2 strikes on the number 9 hitter, Martin. Junkins in the full windup. Pitches high and inside for ball 2. That'll even the count on Martin.
You want to get this guy. You don't want to turn the lineup over and with a runner on.
Martin in the batter's box. Here comes the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Curveball. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
I think he tipped that. Whalen held on to it.
2 outs. Back to the top of the lineup for the Huskies. The second baseman, Dylan Runner.
I think that's the 9th strikeout tonight for Junkins.
Ball's lown away for, pitch is lown away for ball 1. One ball, no strikes on the leadoff hitter from North Marion, Dylan Runner. Junkins in the full windup. Comes the pitch. Ball's inside. For 2 balls, no strikes on the leadoff hitter. Junkins comes off speed, high and inside for ball 3.
Imagine Runner's taking all the way here. Might even do a little fake bunt, try to distract Nathaniel.
Daniel in a full windup. Pitches right down the middle for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 count. Nice if Thane could get out of this inning. 3 up, 3 down. Behind the count right now. 3 balls, 1 strike on Runner. Here comes the pitch. And it's ball 4 high.
Base on balls. Leads to runner at first. The left fielder
Brings Kinsel up.
Parker Kinsel.
Tanner Hill calls timeout, and he's going to come out and talk to Junkins.
Yeah, I think this is just more of a, let's just catch our breath. Let's focus on the situation right here. We need to get this out. Probably give him a little bit of a background on what Kinsel's done at the plate today and maybe give him some idea on where the game plan to pitch him. But sometimes, you just need a reset. And that's what Coach Hill's doing. I think it's his first trip out to the mound tonight, so 2nd trip.
Yeah, Coach Hill came out, I think, just to get everybody on the same page there, Coach.
Yeah.
It was a quick trip. The umpires couldn't even come out and break up the meeting. That's how quick it was.
They weren't talking about wedding gifts or anything. They were short and sweet.
So the leadoff hitter's on first base, Dylan Runner. He's got a pretty big lead. 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Parker Kinsel, the left fielder, up to bat for North Marion.
I would expect Junkins to come right at Kinsel. Force him to hit a ball in play. The Eagles are playing it pretty straight up on their infield.
Junkins with the pitch, low and outside, takes the count to 2 balls and no strikes.
And also,
Kinsel.
well, how Junkins finishes this inning is probably going to determine whether or not Coach Hill tosses him the ball in the 7th. I'm not sure where his pitch count is.
Junkins in. with a curveball for strike one. Nice pitch, Coach.
Yeah, he hit a spot.
2 balls, 1 strike. Junkins with a pitch fouled back.
Like
Runner takes off from first base.
Yeah, a little bit of hit and run there. But runner on first has to be careful because Fan's pickoff move has been pretty good tonight. And if Fan catches you flat-footed or leaning in a direction, it's going to get you.
2 balls, 2 strikes on the number 2 batter. And right on cue, Junkins with a tremendous pickoff move to first base. Awful close play. Umpire says he slid in there safely.
Yeah, and that's getting the attention of North Marion's coaching staff to kind of get a game plan here, what they want to do. Important, if you can keep this at a 3-run game, you got 6 outs left. It's absolutely doable with this lineup. You just don't want them to add to the total and make your task even more difficult.
Well, the key is going to be getting out of this inning without any more runs. 1 runner on, you're down 6-3, and 2 balls, 2 strikes on the number 2 hitter.
You definitely don't want Tobin up this inning in this situation. So
Junkins pitches just high for ball 3. That'll even the count. Dylan Runner will be running on this pitch, which changes, the game plan. A shot to the gap now can score a run for first base.
yeah, and Runner has some wheels, so be anxious to see if Fan makes a move to first here.
Ball's hit
by
hard
Kitzel.
for a single into left field.
Good job getting it in.
Bryce Bird with a nice play. Throws the ball on a line to Nick George at third base to prevent the runners from advancing.
Runners at first and second with 2 outs.
The center fielder, Cruz Tobin, up to bat with runners on first and second,
Cruz
2 out.
Tobin now up for the Huskies.
RCB still in a nice spot. Runners first and second. They have all the bases available. Looks like Coach Hill might be making a change here.
It's his second trip to the mound. Looks like he's going to replace Nathaniel Junkins.
Junkins gave up 2 runs over the last 5 innings. Again, had a tough top of the first inning, but you definitely like to see that out of your senior leadership, battling and putting the Eagles in a position where they're within striking distance. They get through this inning.
Looks like the Flying Eagles are putting in Luke Sperry.
Well, and I think this kind of gives you the mindset or a little bit what Coach Hill's thinking, because I think we would all agree Sperry's probably the most accomplished pitcher on their staff in this young season. So the fact that he is willing to use him in this situation, he feels like this is a winnable game and an opportunity for the Eagles to come out on top these last 2 innings.
You hit the nail on the head there, Coach. Luke's came out with a tremendous start to the season. He's done a great job. He's always around the plate. He's got a nice fastball with really good breaking balls, and his command of the strike zone is really impressive.
I mean, just looking here, I think his ERA is under 1 for the season. So he's pitched great this season. Just looking here real quick, he's given up 4 hits this season over 11 innings pitched. So he is. You're absolutely right. He's been around the plate, and he's been very accurate, and he's pitching with a purpose. He knows what he wants to do. He knows the spots he wants to hit, and Coach Hill's bringing him in to go against the heart of the North Marion lineup to try to get the Huskies out here, give the Flying Eagles a chance over these last 2 innings. I would say Sperry's probably statistically one of the top pitchers in the Big Ten so far this season.
No question about it.
You know, but just kind of going back a little bit with Junkins and the night he had, it just was really nice to see him battle and fight back mentally. You know, it's tough sometimes when they get on you early, and he kept at it. And I'm wondering if it might have been a pitch count thing this evening, and that's why. But hopefully Sperry can come in here and quiet things down this half of the inning.
Cool night here at Staten Field. Temperatures hovering roughly around 40 degrees right now.
Luke Sperry, the new pitcher. Cruz Tobin, the batter for the Huskies.
Luke Sperry in to pitch.
Logan Fromm was in at first.
Tobin with a couple walks this evening.
Cruz Tobin to bat, the center fielder. Sperry from the stretch. Ball's hit to right field. Diving play by Evan Warren. What a catch by Evan Warren, the right fielder.
For the right fielder, Evan Warren makes the
Just
catch.
took it off the
That
top of the
concludes inning
grass.
For the Huskies.
Tremendous play by Warren.
No runs.
You know, those are the type of plays you need if you're going to battle back on a cold night for a Big Ten against a Big Ten opponent. You need those type of plays. And Evan, again, the Flying Eagles are full of senior leadership, and he displayed it once again.
Well, that saved 1 run definitely, but maybe 2.
Maybe.
So Flying Eagles coming to bat. The Huskies had no runs on no hits. 2 men left on base at the end of 5.5 innings of play. North Marion 6, Robert C. Byrd 3. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagles Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the 6th for the Flying Eagles. Basil Lucas here with his partner, Ryan Lance.
Jumping around in the
press box. We had a little House of Pain playing in the background.
See if Big Dan can get things started.
Mounick still on the hill for North Marion. First pitch is in there for strike one. Junkins, the number 5 hitter for the Flying Eagles. Fastball's foul tip for strike 2. Junkins felt like he was all over that one. He's pretty frustrated he never leveled that ball up, Coach.
Yeah, he's taken 2 good cuts first 2 pitches. So
the ball's 2 strikes on Junkins. Mounick with the pitch. Pitch is high for ball 1.
sometimes when you go start at the bat 0-2, get that next pitch as a ball, let you get your breath, kind of reset a little bit.
Mounick with the pitch. Fouled back by Nathaniel.
You know, and if the RCB is going to come back in this, it's going to be the bottom half of the order that's going to do it, much like they did when they had their big inning. The bats are going to have to show up in some form.
And put pressure on North Marion's defense.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes is a count. Mounick. Fastball inside, fouled away.
That was a little bit of a defensive cut by Fan right there.
Fan's battling. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I would imagine maybe in the next couple pitches, Mounick's going to hit that curve to the outer half of the plate, see if he can get Fan on his heels.
Junkins in the box. Fastball fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fan just missed that fastball.
He
Coach.
did. He was on it. And if I'm Mounick, I'm paying attention to that and probably not throwing that same pitch, that same location. I think he shook him off here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Mounick in the windup.
There it
Curveball in there for strike 3.
Yeah, it looks like he shook off the fastball call, wanted to go to his curve, and it paid dividends on that at bat.
1 out. Next batter, the second baseman, Braden Thompson.
Second baseman, Braden Thompson.
Braden helped get things started last big inning they had, so we'll see here.
First pitch fastball's fouled away for strike 1. Mounick ahead in the count again. Thomason in the box. Here comes the pitch. Ball's up high for ball 1.
Well, you know, a common denominator in that inning where the Flying Eagles scored 3 runs was Mounick got behind in those at-bats. And this inning, he's really hitting his spots early.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Ball's fouled away for strike 2.
Again, if you're RCB, you just want to get base runners. Don't really care how it happens. You want to get base runners because you have guys that can run and you have smart guys that know how to run the bases. And then you got guys capable of 1 swing of the bat bringing some runs home.
Cole Mounick's thrown every pitch this inning but 1. Have all been fastballs. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball, defensive swing on a fastball on the inside part of the plate. Jam, Braden Thompson. Ball goes to the second baseman, Dylan Runner.
He almost hit it to the outfield.
On to the first baseman for out number 2.
The DH.
Yeah, that was a defensive swing by Braden. Again, cold evening. These batters don't want to see that inside handcuff stuff, and it jammed him, and his fingers are probably stinging.
If you're keeping score at home, that went 4-3 for the second out of the inning. First pitch is a strike 1. on Ryland Rock, the DH. Fastball high, swing and a miss for strike two. And again, he's pounding the zone with those fastballs.
He is, man. He's working fast and throwing strikes.
Mounick in the windup. Fastball high and inside for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Rock. Here comes the pitch. Oh. Pitch is inside and hits Rock. Look on the left forearm, Coach.
Listen, the way Mounick throws, that's going to hurt on a 90-degree day. I bet you that stings.
Looks like Ryan's able to shake it off and grit it out. He's down to first base with 2 outs for the Flying Eagles. You know, a rally can start at any point in time, and we need a little 2-out lightning for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, and they, you know, the last time that they had a rally and scored some runs, it was some timely or accurate hitting on the infield and bunting, and the bottom half of the lineup is one that got it started. So Anthony Corsini's up right now, and he had a nice, if you remember, high outside fastball. He punches it, catches the defense in a movement and shift, and scores a run and gets on. So I think maybe Coach Hill is talking to them about some options in that regard. But you put Mounick in a stretch again. So, again, changes his rhythm. He's been –
Next up, the shortstop.
And Ryland Rock's an athletic kid at first base. You know, got some speed on the base pads. First pitch is high and inside for ball number 1 on Corsini. He came around to should bunt that time, Coach. Don't necessarily know if he was just taking the pitch to see what was going to happen, but the first baseman didn't move the whole right side.
Well, yeah, they're bringing in the third baseman, so they're going to count on the pitcher covering for first. First base is going to hold them to try to limit the runner going to second. So that's how they're going to play this.
Rock with a big lead at first base. Mounick in the stretch. 1 ball, 1 strikes the count on Corsini. Mounick steps off.
And a bunt like Corsini had, or the same location that he had the last time, would be perfect for this one. But again, you have to get it past the pitcher because he's the one that's going to be covering the first baseline.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mounick in the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Corsini. Corsini took a rip at that pitch, Coach.
Yeah, he was taking his cuts. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was sitting dead red on that fastball.
Yeah, it was right there.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Corsini. He'll have to change his approach. He's choked up on the bat. And Mounick with a fastball, swing and a miss for strike 3.
No runs, no hits for the Eagles.
No runs, no hits.
Left on base.
1 person left on base
6 full.
at the end of 6 innings. North Marion 6, RCB 3. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, top of the 7th inning on a cool night at Robert C. Byrd. Huskies are leading the Flying Eagles 6-3. Pitcher Cole Mountix up to bat. He's a cleanup hitter. Luke Sperry on the mound. 1 ball, no strikes.
Cole with a couple hits this evening.
Sperry at the pitch, outside corner for strike 1. Fastball evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Sperry works pretty fast as well.
He does. I love his approach.
Sperry in the windup, curveball. Picked up by George, throw to first. And short hops past Junkins. Fortunately for the Flying Eagles, hits the pole in front of the dugout.
To a minimum, yeah.
And bounces back.
Batting Alex O'Neill.
So Mountix unable to advance on the wild throw.
I'll be honest with you, there's a chance he might leg that out, so it's okay.
Brings up the 5th hitter, the catcher, Alex O'Neill.
First inning, O'Neill smacked a double on an inside pitch from Junkins into the left center alley. So one of Sperry's, one of his strengths is pitching to the outer half of the plate. So we'll see if he takes that approach this at bat.
Sperry in the windup. Line drives hit to the shortstop, Anthony Corsini, for out number 1.
Line drive put out to the shortstop. First out of the inning for the Huskies.
Really good play by Corsini. Looks like the ball handcuffed him there.
Will Lamasters.
Got him off balance. He's able to stay with the play.
He was off balance, but he was able to hang in there and make the play. That's a big out.
Brings up the shortstop, Will Masters. Sperry throws to first.
LeMaster's another one with a couple hits this evening.
Mountix ever to slide in safely. He's got a fairly big lead. Nothing too aggressive, but they've been aggressive on the base pads at times, Coach.
They have. They've been aggressive with their approach, especially on their secondary leads. But they haven't really tested Dodd's arm too much tonight.
1 close play, 1 stolen base early in the game. 1 ball, no strikes on LeMasters. Sperry with the pitch, fastball. Junkins, diving play, throws it to Sperry. And he's called safe at first base, and I don't think Coach Hill likes the call.
Coach Hill's going to talk about that. Coach Hill's going to want an explanation. Heck of a play by Junkins.
Coach Hill wanted to share his displeasure with the call at first base.
And I'm sure he didn't get the answer he wanted, but you got to ask.
And it didn't look like he was too happy with the explanation.
Seldom are. Seldom are.
Close play at first base.
Runner safe at first.
Key point in the game, too. 2 runners on for North Marion. 1 out. Top of the 7th inning. Flying Eagles trailing 6-3. Ball's hitting the hole. What a play by Junkins. Again, another diving stop. Sperry covering first base. Great fundamental play by the Flying Eagles, really 2 times in a row.
Absolutely. Junkins, again, showing his athleticism in the hole. Makes a play. Was able to toss the ball to Sperry. Runners to second and third, but it's a tenable situation for the Flying Eagles. They're able to get out of this with limited damage. think Coach Hill wants to kind of talk some things over. And
He wants to talk it over, and the second base umpire wants to meander to center field right now.
don't think he wants to be around.
I don't think he wants to have any more conversations. Again, critical point. Runners on second and third right here. 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 6-3 game. Game's still gettable for the Flying Eagles.
I mean, yeah, it's a 3 runs on 3 outs is tough, but you don't want to add to that. You don't want to make that challenge even more difficult. So, Coach Hill's out there. He's telling him, hey, this is the way we're going to play it. Probably telling him what the batter did last time. 2 outs. We don't even need to worry about the runners. Let's just make the play to first. Colin Hess, he struck out his last at bat, so we'll see if he has any better luck against Sperry.
Flying Eagles playing straight away in the field. First pitch is right on the outside corner, swing and a miss by Hess.
And if I'm Sperry, I don't come to the inner half of the plate. I keep working the corner, make Hess have to extend his arms and generate some power that way.
Sperry in the stretch. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 2. Both pitches been on the outside part of the plate, Coach.
Yeah, and you can't get too cute here. I know it's 0-2. With runners at second and third, you don't want to risk a pass ball or a wild pitch, so I would imagine a fastball on the outer half again.
Number 8 hitter up for North Marion. Dodd sits up on the outside part of the plate. Ball's fouled. Goes over the screen down the first base line. Collins stays alive.
I half expected Junkins to jump up and catch that the way he's been diving in the hole at first.
Hess in the bat. Down. No balls and 2 strikes. Sperry with the pitch. Fouled away. Hess is battling.
Again, you want to be careful with your off-speed stuff here because the slightest miscommunication between pitcher and catcher could lead to a run scoring. So
0-2 pitch from Sperry. From the stretch. Curveball. High and inside for ball 1.
Coach, you notice how that was inside? If he was going to miss, he was going to miss inside. Doesn't want to miss outside again, risk that ball kicking off and going on the on-deck circle.
Thomason now shaded over to cover second base, opened that hole up.
That's tough. Don't. Oh, my.
Nick George with a tremendous play
Wow.
from third base to get Hess by half a step. And the home plate umpire calls foul ball.
I think Coach Hill's going to want to have a discussion about that.
He does, and it looks like he got the answer because he immediately turned and walked away. So it was a funny sound coming off the bat.
It was. I think the challenging thing is that there aren't too many people on the field that realize it was a foul ball. I think North Marion's coaches were hoping it was.
It wasn't a very adamant foul ball call by the home plate umpire in that situation. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hess. Here comes the pitch. Inside pitch is drilled foul down the third base line.
What an at-bat by Hess. He's fouling off. He's pulling it. He's, just trying to see what his weak spot would be, and he's hitting all over the plate, just staying alive.
Sperry in the stretch.
Going on the outside here.
Pitch is low for ball 2. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Curveball, strike 3. Gets by Dodd. Dodd throws down to Junkins to get the final out of the inning.
Strike him out, 1-3. That's the end of the top of the 7th. No runs. After
So the end of 6.5 innings,
Marion.
Huskies get no runs on no hits. 2 men left on base. At the end of 6.5, North Marion 6, the Flying Eagles 3. RCBSN Baseball.
Flying Eagle Network.
Back here at Staten Field, bottom of the 7th inning, the Flying Eagles are going to need to rally. They're down 6-3 to the Huskies. Bottom of the lineup, the number 9 hitter Bryce Bird leading off for the Flying Eagles. Mounting still on the mound for the Flying Eagles. I think Mounting's getting close to his pitch count, Coach. I'd say he's just going to try to pound the strike zone with fastballs.
Be anxious to see if Coach Hill has them taking a little bit, see if they could dig into his pitch count some.
Bird takes the first pitch low and outside for ball 1. Bryce squares. Ball's on the outside corner for strike 1. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ooh.
Bryce Bird with a shot to right field.
Nice hit.
For a clean base hit to start the inning off for the Flying Eagles. Just what the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles needed.
Absolutely. And you got an athlete at first who can run the base pass. Mountick's probably nearing his pitch count. Evan up. Evan hasn't had a lot of success tonight at the plate. Mountick's kind of been a step ahead of him, but we'll see if Evan can turn this around right now.
I've noticed the last few innings that Mountick has just relied on the fastball for about 90% of his pitches. Where early on in the game, he mixed it up pretty well.
Yeah.
Fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike one against Warren. Evan made a tremendous play in right field a couple innings ago to save a few runs for the Flying Eagles. Shoestring catch.
That was a good location on that pitch by Malnick. Came right back to it.
Malnick ahead in the count. No balls. 2 strikes.
Thing is, and I'm sure I know Coach Hill thinks this, you don't want to run yourself out of an inning down 3 runs.
Malnick with a breaking ball, lone away. Wasted the pitch there. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first for Robert C. Byrd.
When you do that, though, as we saw, you run the risk of a pass ball or a wild pitch, and that runner at first can end up on third quickly.
Byrd with a big lead.
Yeah,
Balls hit
just a little under. That's some
right
trouble.
field.
That's some
Little
trouble.
confusion. Runner dives and catches the ball in short right field. Looks like he lost it, but at the last moment was able to reach out and dive and catch it for out number 1.
Yeah, it was tough under the lights tonight, and what nice play by Runner. I think that might be it for Malnick.
It looks like the pitch counts ended Cole Malnick's night. He's had a tremendous night for the Huskies. Really getting in trouble, just really 1 inning. He stayed ahead of the batters for most of the night.
Couple seeing eye singles that contributed to RCB's big inning, but you know, I'll be honest with you, the hit the Byrd just had was probably the cleanest hit. And maybe some good things will follow. Maybe a timely hit or 2. Just talking about the evening that Malnick had, we haven't seen all the pitchers in the Big Ten, obviously, but from the few that we have seen, he's up there. He had good velocity on his fastball. Through most of the game, he had control of his curveball. I think, like you said, he was relying on his fastball later on the game. But
it's a cold night, Coach, and that's, you know, you get that ball on the inside part of the bat. I mean, you've seen the last time that Thomason hit a ball, you know, off that little part of the bat.
Went up the line shaking his hand.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it does on a night like tonight.
The batter for the Flying Eagles is Tanner Cook.
So Tanner Cook gets in the box for the Flying Eagles. Landon Adams, right-handed pitcher. Pitch number 1, low, skips in the dirt for ball 1.
Tanner grounded out to the second baseman last inning, or last at bat. Like to get Bird at second, eliminate the force play.
Bird with a big lead at first base. Adams that almost balked on that. Cook hits a fly ball to the second baseman. Caught by Dylan Runner for out number 2.
Runner has been busy this evening. He's made plays.
Second out.
That's a tough situation for the Flying Eagles. Looked like Adams balked.
Coming up, Nicholas George.
Well, someone in the dugout, in the Bird dugout, wanted it. You heard them say the same thing. So, see if
Pitcher came engaged with the rubber, came to a stop and turned his shoulder. Adams curveball to Nick George, low and away for ball 1.
That was a good job, Nick, laying off that. He wanted that one. But it's not about, home runs or extra base hits right now. It's about getting on base, keeping the rally going here. And that's
George
exactly
with a
what
shot
we're
into
talking
left
about.
field for a base hit. Parker Kinsel comes up with it, throws it to the shortstop, Willa Masters, and the Flying Eagles have 2 runners on with 2 out in the bottom of the 7th, down 3. And now the cleanup batter, number 15, Luke Sperry.
I mean, there aren't too many other guys you'd want up in this situation right now. The Eagles have opportunity. Flying Eagles have an opportunity to do something here. Tying run at the plate.
Landon Adams. Runners on first and second. Sperry in the box. Here comes the pitch. Fastball. Rolled down the first base line, foul for strike 1.
Sperry way ahead of that one. Interesting with the Huskies' defensive philosophy here. They're really opening up that hole on the right side, playing the second baseman behind second base. I don't really think that run at second matters for them. Just curious.
Adams pitches in.
Hit him.
For Nick's Luke Sperry to load the bases.
Pitch hits him.
Bases loaded.
Sperry moves to
2
first
outs.
base.
Flying Eagles down 6-3. Is there a little magic in the air here at Knight and Staten Field?
We'll see. Big Dan up. Got pitcher that started the game, has an opportunity to contribute to a positive conclusion for the Flying Eagles.
Daniels just missed a couple of the pitches that he's got. He's had a couple of them he's really liked and just fouled them straight back. And, he's in the on-deck circle just swinging away. It's just ready to get in there and grind.
Malnick did a good job keeping him off balance throughout the game. New pitcher with Adams. Dan's just going to look for one pitch he can drive. You've got athletes on every base right now, so ball hits the gap. There's the potential to score multi-runs in this inning.
RCB replaces Nick George, it looks like, with Dior Cooper as a pinch runner at second base.
Yeah.
Dior Cooper, the pinch runner. Nathaniel Junkins now at the plate.
And they've replaced Luke Sperry on first with Ford. First pitch is outside for ball 1 by Landon Adams. 1 ball, no strikes. Bottom of the 7th here at Staten Field. Flying Eagles trailing 6-3.
I think Adams at some points want to come inside with a curveball.
Fastball fouled away. Goes out of play for strike one. Bases juice for the Flying Eagles.
Coach Hill imploring J.D. Ford, the runner at first, to be on the ready to run as he represents the tying run.
Pitch to Junkins is a breaking ball blown away. Ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike.
But you know, if I'm Adams, walking Junkins isn't the worst scenario in the world, being up 3 runs. You definitely don't want to give in to him, but Junkins is capable of ending it right here.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch is low and away.
And that was a
ball 3.
smart decision by Bird not to push that issue. The ball rolled away from the catcher a little bit, but run doesn't matter really.
You never make the third out at third base or extending a base hit into second or at home plate with 2 outs. And Bryce Bird did a good job there, just staying put and letting this at bat
play out. You don't take the bat out of Junkins' hand.
Adams with the pitch, 3-1.
Just missed
Junkins fouls it straight back. That's going to make the count 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning, bases loaded.
Runners will be a running.
That's an advantage when you're down 3. A gap shot here could score all 3 runs and tie the game back up.
Tie the game.
Landon Adams back to the full windup. Here comes the pitch to Junkins. Curveball's fouled and missed. Fouled straight back. Junkins just missed that one.
Runners were running. Junkins just missed that. 3-2. Adams, 3-2, throwing a curveball right there. These pitchers tonight, they trust it.
Well, that's confidence in your repertoire.
It wouldn't surprise me to see another curveball here. I don't think he wants to throw Junkins another fastball.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Ball is called strike 3 to end the game.
It's a tough call.
Flying Eagles
Final score tonight.
score no runs on 1 hit.
Be safe going home.
Actually, no runs on 2 hits. 3 runners left on base. And that's the final score of the North Marion Huskies 6. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 3. Coach, some final thoughts on tonight's contest.
A good game by both teams. Again, North Marion jumped out to that early lead and really put the Eagles in a hole, Flying Eagles in a hole, but RCB battled back. I was impressed with North Marion's pitcher. Malnick did a great job. Junkins did a great job battling back. And, these are 2 of the better teams in the Big Ten and 2 of the better teams in the division. So I would imagine, or it wouldn't surprise me if both teams make a nice run in this postseason. They certainly have the team and the players to do it.
Well, for Basil Lucas and Ryan Lance, the final score, North Marion Huskies 6, the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 3. Thanks for joining us.